Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Romani. In 4 months, I'll be 4 years locked, and I've really enjoyed this journey thoroughly, but I'm not gonna lie and say that I enjoyed every single part of it from beginning to end. At this point of my life and my journey, I do plan to keep my locks forever, but I will say if I were to cut my locks off for some random reason and I were to restart my locks, I would do a few things differently. The first thing that I would do differently is I would actually plan my lock journey. I've talked about this a few times before, but when I started my lock journey, I had no intentions on actually starting locks. I twisted my hair so that I could wrap extensions around the twist and I could give myself faux locks. So I was only planning on keeping these twists in my head for about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month, and I was gonna take them out. But after I did my twist, I was like, okay, maybe it's time for me to start my lock journey. I don't know, I really liked the twist, so I decided to keep the twist. But because I did not plan and because I didn't have any intentions on starting locks, my parts weren't good. It was just a whole bunch going on. And I'm not gonna say my parts weren't good necessarily, but in that season of my life, I was always giving myself protective style. So I knew that I could do my hair, take it down, do it again. So I was never too precise with my parting because I knew that I was gonna take that style down and I was gonna do another style. So I never really cared about the foundation of the style. And because of this, I have really big parts in the front, and then like I have some smaller parts in the back, and then I think it's more locks on my left side than it is on my right side. Everything is just kind of out of control when it comes to my locks because I did not plan accordingly. So if I were restarting my locks, I would find a photo of how I wanted my locks to be, and I would try my best to mimic that style when it comes to parting and when it comes to how many locks are in my actual head, because I think I have like 60 to 70 locks right now, but when I first started, I had an odd number of locks because I've combined my locks over the years. So I had an odd number of locks, and every time I would do a style, so if I wanted to do 2-strand twist, it would always be one lock left out because I did not plan. I didn't know how many locks I wanted. I didn't even have an idea of my lock journey or how it would be. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like this completely ruined my lock journey, but it did cause some friction in my lock journey when if I just planned ahead of time, everything probably would have been smooth sailing. Another thing with planning, I also would have twisted my hair in more chunkier twists. When I started my twist, because I knew I had to wrap hair around my twist, I twisted them very tight to where they were like very skinny, and I used a lot of gel, just trying to make sure my hair was very slick for my hairstyle. And I wouldn't have done that if I was going to do locks a second time around. I would do really chunky twists so I could have really chunky and thick and voluminous locks. I also would do traditional 2-strand twists because when I first started my locks, it was braid and then it was twist because I wanted to make sure the braid could, with like, what is the word I'm trying to think of? I wanted to make sure like the braid could hold the extension hair that I was trying to wrap around for the faux locks that I was trying to do, and I knew that wasn't gonna work on just twist, so it was like braid, twist. If I did locks a second time, I would just do twist all the way down. Doing the braid at the top was not a bad idea. I just think that the consistency of my lock would have been a little bit different if I just did twist all the way down. The second thing that I would do is leave the dye alone. I have not dyed my hair in a couple years, maybe since 2021. I have not dyed my hair, or 2022, I don't know, 2021. I have not dyed my hair since 2021, and it's 2024 right now, and I have no intentions on dyeing my hair. I hear a lot of mixed reviews when it comes to dye, but for me personally, I know that dyeing my hair just changed the consistency of my lock, and I know that my locks would be mature right now if I had not dyed my hair. I took a photo last week and you could clearly see the starter locks at the end where I dyed my hair, and you could see all the new growth and like the part that was not dyed on my locks. I just personally feel like the chemical of dye altered my texture, and I just feel like my locks will be way more mature than they are right now at the bottom had I not dyed my locks. And once my hair reaches a length to where it is at my low back, I do plan to cut my color off. So I do plan to cut my starter locks off, but I might keep it, I don't know. But right now I just really want black locks. To me, I think that black locks gives a more sleek look. Like, it just gives the look that I'm personally going for. The ombre is cool and I feel like it's my signature look at this point, but I just want black locks. And I don't want to have the twist at the bottom. Now, I love my locks in any form that they're in, but just personally, if I keep saying personally because there's always a person in the comments like, no, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, like, personally, this is my personal opinion. I just feel like my locks would have the look that I wanted them to have if they were black and they were all that one texture of the top of my lock. And that's honestly all I would do differently, because it's not like I just had a whole list of things that went wrong in my lock journey, but lack of planning and dyeing my hair just was a ripple effect in so many ways. Lack of planning caused me to have larger parts, more locks on this side, different lengths. I didn't plan accordingly, and then dyeing my hair is just making my locks look not as mature as they should be looking, or as I would want them to look, for 3.5 years. But honestly, I've gotten over all of that. It is what it is. My locks are flourishing. I love my lock journey, and I know that as the years go by, like, things are going to change and they're going to continue to grow and to flourish. And just let this be a sign. If you are going through your lock journey and you don't necessarily like something about your locks, you get over it and life moves on. I know that you're probably fixated on this one thing, but like, it's not gonna matter in 4 years. Like, you may look back on it like, dang, I should have done that differently, but don't let that be the reason that you comb your locks out or you start your locks over because you want it to be perfect. It is what it is. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to leave the link down below to the lock playlist that I have. It's about 55 videos of me chit-chatting with you all about, you know, styles, maintenance, how to start your locks, how to grow your locks, and all of the above. So if you're interested in that, I'm gonna leave it down below. Thank you for watching this video, and if you would have done something differently with your locks, make sure you leave it in the comments along with a brown heart, and I will see you in my next video.